Welcome to song number 4 of the 10 Songs in 10 Weeks songwriting challenge, journey, whatever you want to call it. I'm so excited for this exercise or technique we're doing today. It's called Fresh Metaphors 1 from the Soul. This one, to me, is such a gift because it basically creates a space for you to dive into your emotions through an experience that you've experienced, and you use that to write a song. But this is the second time I've done this exercise. And this time I did it in front of the camera. I'm recording this introduction after I've already done the exercise and all that. The songs that come out of this exercise just tend to be very dear to me, I think. So I hope it'll be the same for you. This exercise is great to make your songs more emotive and memorable. It helps you express personal tales with vivid, fresh imagery by wading through the waters of your own experiences. And it helps you make your songs bloom like a tall sunflower in the field of mediocrity. If you're new to this challenge, watch the introduction video I've linked below in the description box. And feel free to jump straight in with song number 4. We've done songs 1 through 3 already, but you can always do that anytime. I'm just excited to have you along for the ride. Without further ado, let's get started.
Okay, so for this technique, you're going to think of a personal experience you had that had an emotional impact on you. And what we're doing is we're looking for an emotional core for your song. You're going to write that down, whatever experience that was, write it down, and then free write on the experience. You can set a timer for 10 minutes and then just free write whatever comes out of your mind. So stream of consciousness. I'm using this lyric template that I linked in our song 1 video. So if you want to use that, I'll link it in the description below and you can use it. But if you do use it, make a copy of the thing here. Copy. And I will call this one Fresh Metaphors. And work in there. Okay, so personal experience that I want to write about. So we have this bird feeder that is on our window because we have birds. I live surrounded by nature. It's really beautiful. And every day the birds are like, they fly by in flocks and it's really beautiful. And Ivo and I, so my husband and I, we thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a bird feeder and like to attract the birds and then have them sit on our windowsill. So we put up a bird feeder. I think it was like a year ago or half a year ago. I have no idea. But it's like the birds don't care. They don't even notice it's there. I think I want to write a song about that because I feel like there's it's such a metaphor for my life. Like I feel like I try to give a lot. I have a lot of excess energy, but sometimes it's hard because I don't know if actually anybody needs what I'm offering, which probably a lot of musicians can relate to, right? So I'm gonna write about that. So my experiences, I put up a bird feeder about a year ago for the birds I see flying by, and they don't notice or don't care. It's it's there. That's the experience. So write down your experience, pause the video, set a timer for 10 minutes for your free writing. And I'll meet you back here when you've done that. Okay, so hopefully you have your free writing. This is very personal, but you know, fuck it. You're gonna read through your free writing, and you're just gonna pull down sensory images and like objects that you see in your text, and put them into a word pool, metaphor pool, whatever you want to call it. We're going to capture the emotional essence of what you're going to write about. So like, for example, I can write, I have window here, which is a nice object I'd like to have in my song. Coffee, perhaps, in my hand, coffee mug in my hand, and so on. So you just kind of pull those images down. And then what you're going to do from that is get the emotional core of your song down in one sentence. So for me, that's, I have a lot to give, but it seems like nobody needs what I have. If you're on this ride with me, like, we're friends now. You know a lot about me now. Okay. Get yours down, pause the video, and I'll meet you back here. You'll have your phrase pool and your sentence. Alrighty, pants. So hopefully you have your word pool and you have your core message. Next thing we're gonna do is come up with metaphors for your song. You're gonna use the words you drew down here and come up with fresh metaphors that you haven't heard before, or that are not, you know, there's loads of metaphors that are kind of, they're so normal at this point that we don't even recognize them as metaphors necessarily. So I think the theme I put up here, like the experience, I mean, that in itself is such a metaphor. So I'm gonna use that. Bird feeder is full, what did I write? Full to the brim, but ignored by the birds. And then I'm just gonna go digging for more metaphors. So you wanna come up with as many as you can. And, okay, wait, let me do another one. So I could also go into the chameleon theme, like, what is the true color of a chameleon? And then what you want to do is check if they really capture the core of your song. So bird feeder is full to the brim but ignored by the birds pretty much captures it, because that's what I came up with initially. What is the true color of a chameleon doesn't quite capture it, right? Actually, it doesn't do it at all. So now I'm gonna try and mold this metaphor to make it, you know, fit the theme. So I try to come up with as many metaphors as possible that fit the theme. And you go ahead and do that for yourself, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, in our next step, we're gonna use the metaphors to write the lyrics. Hopefully you came up with a bunch of metaphors. I got 7, and they're all kind of in the same theme, like, the birds. The chameleon is kind of a outlier. My home is unreachable for the birds. Staring at the birds through my window, high on coffee, filling my bird feeder with wheat. Because wheat, as in like a mediocre thing. A home full of flowers with new seeds in my kitchen every day. They fly by while I sit on the grains that are wasting away. So those are the things I came up with. Important thing here for your metaphors is that they're not mediocre. Like, they're not your standard metaphors, and they feel fresh and new, but also not too abstract that you wouldn't be able to kind of connect them back to what you want to say with your song. So in this next step now, you're just going to use your metaphors to craft your lyrics. So just flesh out the metaphors to connect and build your narrative, build your lyrics. You can use this. I'm just gonna write mine here. I'm just gonna like go with the flow and let myself be inspired from my metaphors. So pause the video, go ahead and do yours, and we'll meet back here. All right. So lyrics are done. I hope you got yours done too. Now we're just gonna put them to music. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You do the same. There's really nothing more to say here. Yeah, if you're happy with your lyrics, that's all you need to do now. So pause the video, go make your song. I would love to hear what you came up with too, because I'm gonna come back here and show you what I came up with. And if you want to do that, and if you want to share your song within a community of artists who are all like writing songs and they want to do more of songwriting and singing and all fun creative stuff, then get the book that this challenge is based on. The link for that is in the description below, and you'll get access to our free WhatsApp group, and we share our songs in there every week, and people are like, yay, and listen to each other and like help each other out also to evolve as artists, and it's really fun. So, all right, I'm gonna go write my song. See you later. We got a song. And it's making me want to cry. I hope it went well for you. So this is a song that came out for me. I called it Bird Feeder. Let's listen to it, and then I'll show you the DAW session.
Time has long gone, but inside I've grown an ocean of flowers, and new seeds appear in my kitchen every day. What will I do? Sitting on all these grains, I'll wait by my window, and I'll feed them to the birds. Put the feeder on the glass, stays filled to the brim. I put in what I have, but they fly past it. Tomorrow I'll get up and I'll offer it again, 'cause this is all I have to give. This is all I have to give. The beauty that grows inside my home, indulged by my eyes. days only, I'll enjoy it all alone. Is it that I live where the birds can't find all of these grains that grow without even trying? The feeder on the glass stays filled by the brim. I put in what I have, but they fly past it. Tomorrow I'll get up and I'll offer it again. 'Cause this is all I have to give. Yeah, this is all I have to give. Yeah, this is all I have to give. This is all I have to give.
So this is my song. um, this is one of those songs that, you know, might mean nothing to anybody else, but for me, I had a hard time progressing it past this. It's a quite simple arrangement because it kept wanting to make me cry. And I don't know if you saw my last video, but I said with some songs, I just feel like I get into like a love relationship with them. And I feel like I've stepped into one of those songs here. So I kind of just want to record it with live musicians and just do a live recording of it. So I don't even know if I'm gonna produce, you know, like if I'm gonna add a lot more to the production. I might just get someone to play the guitar part, which I played myself, and I'm not primarily a guitar player, so it's really scrappy. And the drums and the piano and the bass. The last part in the outro, I think, would stay produced as it is, but everything else, I think I would record with live musicians. So, and this atmospheric sound, I would leave in as well. But yeah, let's break it down. It's a super simple one, like I said. So obviously I already had the lyrics. And how did I do that? I just came up with the guitar chords. That was the first thing I did. I just grabbed my guitar and had this groove kind of going on and came up with this guitar part, which is basically very scrappy, but and I didn't time correct it in all parts. There was just one part that was really sticking out over here. So I time corrected that. But I actually started with the chorus chords. I started writing the song, the music with the chorus. So I just kept playing that on a loop, and I came up with this melody on top. with the vocal to the lyrics I had written. And I just kept repeating, this is all I have to give. This is all I have to give. And I really like the repetition of the same melody there, because it's kind of like she's stuck, you know? So that was that. I put the vocal on top. So it started out just guitar, vocals. And then I added this drum loop, which is, actually, let me Google that real quick. Super dead drums. Jake Reed music. These are the ones. So the drum loop I used, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, is from the Jake Reed collection. Whoops. So, super nice groove. I love it. I think it feels really nice with the song. And I added this extra drum on top in verse 2. So in verse 2, I just wanted to break up the pattern and bring it a bit lower with the kick drum there. And then together. I think they create a really nice feel. And I played with the velocity as always to have them not sound too meaty. They sound meaty anyways, but I did that. And then I added the piano. I added this atmospheric sound first, which is just introducing verse 2. Basically, it's just kind of adding another dimension, because up until then it's, you know, just the guitar, the vocal, and the drum, and they're really dry too. It's like they're right in front of your face when you listen. And then this sound here, it starts to add depth, and then as the song progresses, you start to hear that depth with the added piano, which is more reverby, and the added bass then also adds to the groove. And you know, we'll go through it one by one. So this atmospheric sound introducing the depth is, it's just a bit more ethereal. So as you go there,
the beauty that grows inside my home.
and I particularly liked that contrast. I don't know if you guys can hear, there's like construction work going on around here. Sorry if you can hear that. But the contrast going into verse 2 here, where you kind of have the drums drop out, and you have that more spatial sound. And then I added the pianos, one left, one right. Adding to the groove, adding this counter melody. And then I think I panned them pretty wide. Piano, not too wide, just a little bit. And then I added this bass to the chorus, to the last chorus. Which on its own sounds really dorky, but I just played that in and tried to add like a little ghost note, imagining that a live bass player would, you know, would have a little ghost note there. Anyway, did that. And so I had come up with the song up until then. And I felt like it kind of, I want it to expand. And I feel like this is something I say in every song. It's like, I just wanted to expand out into the ether. So that's what we do. I heard this bass sound in my head. So I was listening to the song through it all. And on the last chorus, I kind of just like heard this bass. And first I was kind of playing with the idea of like going into a more aggressive sound or like an aggressive part of the song. And then I was trying to find a good bass sound, and I found this one, which is just an analog bass on Studio One. It's a native instrument in here, which just has this, I played around with the knobs. So what did I do? Honestly, I can't even tell you what I did because I don't remember. Basically, I was just listening to the bass sound and playing with the knobs. I think I changed the wave. Anyway, this is what came out. And that flutterness, I thought that was really cool. And this bass just has it. Like if you keep it on the note, that's just what it does. But I try to intensify it by turning the knobs. And then I felt like, ooh, this needs a cello on top of it. So I came up with a cello. And I used, my favorite cello is Lab's cello moods. It's a free cello, which is unbelievable. Let me see if I can show you which one. There it is, cello moods. Wistfulness. That's this gorgeous instrument. So I played around with the chords here because I wanted it to break the cute feeling, you know, just kind of make a point of the gravity of what I felt with the song. So this is, it's basically just a chord I came up with, and then in the cello instrument, in the VST, the cello kind of goes off on a different note. I can't remember which one it is, but it goes off on a different note and then it comes back, and so I shortened it to just go off on that note and then stay. So it was like, so that's my husband. He's like, write me when you're done, because he's coming home and he doesn't want to disturb my video filming. So that kind of happened by coincidence. I was just trying to make a chord. I was playing around with a chord movement, and then I just like doing a really long chord, playing with that, and then I realized, oh, this one moves, and it actually sounds super cool. So I made it work like that, and I loved that chord. And then I put the piano on top of that. So what does the piano do? Yeah. So I just added little sparks, and then moved back into the main melody, alongside with the guitar at the end. So this movement, I thought it was quite nice. That part. Kind of going from the uneasiness back into the calm waters, you know? And so I had written the instruments here, and then I put my vocals on top. And that was another just improv. So this track here kind of just, I kind of just sang that randomly. And I made it super ethereal by panning it all the way to the side and adding the cathedral reverb. That's all it has. But because I have this bass underneath that is so fluttery, it makes it really cool. I just thought that was really cool. So, excuse me. So I had that. And then I just had to kind of finesse that transition. That transition wasn't, it was like too abrupt going from the chorus into this other world. So I just sang another layer of the same lead vocal on top. And how do you say? And just gradually faded it in and made it just as reverby as the last vocal, which I'm calling these BVs, and this one is the lead. So you have this kind of transition that is really neat.
Yeah, this is all I have to give.
And it becomes more reverby as it goes.
Yeah, this is all I have to give. This is all I have to give.
Boom. So, yeah. That was that. That's it. That's all there is to this song, but I feel like this is one of the songs that should be minimal. Like it should be pure. This is a pure song. So that's it. I put an EQ on the bass. No, this is this bass. What did I do? I put an amp on both basses. I put some EQ on one of the drums there. Just checking what I actually did. The lead vocal has a compressor, EQ, fresh air plugin as always, and I add in a bit more warmth back into the voice with the amp. Yep, that's it. A really simple song. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy your song.
That was it. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you got a really great song out of this exercise that you can emotionally connect to and that means something to you. If you want to share it, I would love to hear it. The best place to do that is in the free WhatsApp group that I've probably mentioned 1,000 times by now. So basically, if you get the book, that this challenge is based on, you get access to the free community. All infos are down below. But other than that, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment, if it's about the DAW session or anything else. And I'm really excited to get on song number 5 next week, which is the halfway point to this 10 songs in 10 weeks challenge. So I will see you there. Bye.